Okay, so this is sort of going to be sort of a bonus video, because on my main file... Excuse me? I've never heard of this before. But whatever. So on my main file, I've been doing the Seal the Deal and Death Wish DLC. The Seal the Deal... Well, not what I'm saying. So what the DLC actually includes, it includes a new world that takes place on a cruise ship. There are only 3 levels. There are only 3 levels to it. The map is it's big, but it's all interconnected throughout the ship. So and levels actually use that to their advantage for getting timepieces. So although the new world is short, it's pretty well designed, and I really like it. Of course, I wish there was more. Oh, I better take this off, because I don't want to sew that off right now. I'll show you that in just a second. But this is where the so once you get the DLC, the area down here kind of changes to become like a little washroom area. That's like a complete mess. So you actually come down here, and there's your little laundry room. And it's pretty cool. You can like jump in the water if you want. I don't know why, but you can do that. But yeah, the DLC is pretty worth it, because even though this is pretty short, there's only 3 missions, like I said, but the missions are really long, and they're in depth, and they're a lot of fun to actually do. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. I mean, I know you probably want me to play through it, but I feel like everybody else kind of already has. So unless there's like a great demand for me to play through the cruise ship level, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, if you really want me to, I might consider it, but you're gonna have to let me know. You know, you gotta let me know if you want me to do it, or I'm not gonna do it. So enough about that. The main reason why I'm here is to explain to you what the other half of the DLC is. It is Death Wish. Now, Death Wish is a nightmare. It is absolutely a nightmare. It is what the developers created as like a hard mode. So instead of like so to them, they kind of said like, instead of making like a new game plus that's a little bit harder, instead they did this thing where they have this whole bunch of challenges that you have to do, and you get prizes from them. So obviously when you install the DLC along with the washroom, the Snatcher shows up here.
Looks like you've completed quite a few of my contracts. But don't be too proud of yourself. I'm only half finished with you. There's still plenty of contracts left to finish. You didn't think you could get away with just completing the main objectives, did you? Now go on, back to work.
I'm glad he said that. I haven't heard him say that, so it's funny that he actually said main objective, because so this is the map of Death Wish. This is as much as I've done so far, and I'm just having a hernia thinking about all the stuff I've had to do to get these. So obviously there's not as many of these things open up to you. Only a couple are open to you at the very beginning. But mainly what happens is that they're like a bunch of challenges that are super difficult, and there's usually a main objective, and there are sub-objectives. So like this one, like speedrun the whale, it just puts you in the level of the subcon whale, and it says do it in 2 minutes or less. And there are there's 2 bonuses there that are do it in under a minute 40 or do it in under a minute 25. But a minute 25 is literally impossible. Like I saw a picture on Twitter of somebody doing it in like 1:24:95, a minute 24 seconds and 95 half seconds. I'm like, oh my god, I can't even imagine doing that. It's just impossible. It just really is. Like in this one, so we have this. That's like, there's a couple of categories with these. You know, there's like the speed run, where you have to, where it gives you just a normal level and tells you like to do it fast or in a different way. This is like defeat both the conductor and here I'll even show you this one real fast. So like this is like the fight, but with both of them at the same time. It is absolutely crazy.
Look who we've got here. I guess you found my little basement, eh?
This last timepiece is all for me, darling. If you want it, well, I guess you've just gotta come and get it.
So you have to fight both of them at once, and they both do like, they both do the same attacks. Yeah, whatever. And not only do they do like the same attacks, but it's much harder. And so it's like divided into sections. So now we got knives. But sometimes they'll do different attacks, and that's really annoying. Especially when it's like, well, no, this is fine. But sometimes like when they change up their attacks like that, sometimes the combinations are really hard. Like when it's like this, and like when one person calls in the cars and the other person does the knives, that's really hard.
This one ain't rubber. Go!
This is pretty difficult too. Oh great, I'm having this problem where my PS4 controller keeps getting unplugged. And then this is just insane because I can't even tell like where I am. Like this is easy when it's like that.
Watch out!
It's so hard to tell what's happening.
I can't believe I let you next on me train, only to have you be the troublemaker.
And so now this is funny because now they put a bomb on you, but because they're both fighting them, there's nobody to help you, so they just give you an extra long timer, and you have to finish the fight by then. Which is, I think, is really funny. So like one of the bonus objectives is to only attack one throughout the entire fight, and it's like how do you do that? How do you only attack one? Like okay, I didn't die too many times on this. I didn't die too many times, but so we have stuff like that where it makes things that I didn't think would be possible, like having to fight both of them at the same time. It's crazy. What else? Oh, something else that also that also comes up is sometimes there aren't like super hard challenges, but there are like interesting ones like this Community Rift Rhythm Jump Studio. Look at this. They've included a time rift made by somebody from the community. So this time rift was made by Lan Flame LF8 Haskins. So this guy made a time rift, and the developers were like, "Hey, can we use this in our game?" And this is really awesome. This is probably like the best time rift I've seen. So they have her doing the. This is like a. What is this? It's like Music Beat Studio or something. And like the entire rift is all music based. Well, by music based is all beat based. So it has these like changing blocks, and every single time the music kind of speeds up. And then it's really funny because the bonus objective for these type of rifts are basically just collect every time rift pawn and collect every storybook page.
Thanks.
And that's all it asks you to do. So it's basically just asking you to, if you want to complete the optional challenges, it's basically just like, hey, play this level from the community all the way through, please. And it's like, okay. Sure, no problem, man. Like, this is really awesome. The beat is also really awesome. Really great for this. I'll go through one more room here. How many do we need? 4? You know what? I thought like, oh, it's fine. I'll just use my water gas ability. I'm like, wait a second, I don't have that. Two, oh, 4. This one over here. But yeah, it's just really awesome that they went ahead and used. Like, I know they had that modding contest, obviously, but it's really awesome to be like, hey, not only did you do good in our contest, but we're also going to use your level in our game. And it's not even going to be like any different. It's just like our bonus objectives are just going to be making the player experience an entire time rift. Oh wow. But like I also need to like reiterate how nice the detail is that they have Hackett doing a little the little parade skip that he does, because it's a music based level. That's really nice. Okay, let's just go and do the hard one, and we'll do the hard path, and then I'll head back out. Yeah, you go like underneath here. I always use a time stop after this. But yeah, the fact that the music keeps getting faster and faster on each section. Oops. Oh, that's fine. We'll go ahead and end this. Head back out. But yeah, the fact that the music gets better and better or faster on every level is really awesome. There's another one too. It's up here. That's doing Sleepy Subcon really fast. Oh, there's the one. Community Rift Twilight Travels. I also forgot to say that like for these community rifts, the developers actually have their own the little pictures the little storybook pictures that you collect. They actually are made by the developers, and they actually do tell like really interesting stories that do kind of expand upon the lore of the game. So it's actually really interesting. One is about the Snatcher's minions, and one is about the DJ Groove's minions. Wait a second. I just realized that both of the community riffs are picture stories are about like minions. Oh, this one is really hard. This one is just like survive fighting the Snatcher for as long as you can. And it sounds easy, but it gets so fast and so hard, I can't do it. I couldn't do this one either. Defeat the Snatcher on hard mode, it's so hard. I had to play it on like the easy mode, and I still couldn't do it. Well, no, that's not true. I did do it. I could barely do it though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like easy mode, it heals you. Right, let me show you. This stupid fight, I hate it. It's so hard, it makes me want to vomit. I'm serious. This is just not fair, because you don't have any of your hat powers for the Snatcher fights. Oh, you think you got that? Oh, look, we got shockwaves every single second, every single time we blow something up. Oh, we got shockwaves and jumping? Okay. That's actually not bad. Let's try some of these. They're pretty easy. But then when we get to like the 1,000 ones, that's hard. I don't know. I don't know how to. Sometimes you dodge them, sometimes you can't. It's just really obnoxious. This is really easy because they do charge you, but you just gotta keep swinging your weapon. Where's the posting? And then we got this. He starts combining attacks. You know, like you always have to do for hard mode. Oh, posting. Oh, you can't outrun this. You have to just you have to make it go the wrong way, which actually is pretty easy. Like once you figured it out, it's not that hard to dodge. But see, I'm getting healed like every couple of seconds, so that's the only reason why this is doable for me. Like otherwise, I just couldn't do it. I really tried, but he just gets so hard. He just gets so incredibly hard. I can't do it. Sorry, I really tried my best to like do this fight legit. But he just gets so like even more fast at the end. I don't know how it's possible. Alright, that was my fault. And of course, the only time you can actually hit him is when a potion falls on the ground, or he starts doing this. But that's actually really good. I actually hit him twice there. But sometimes that potion spawns on such a hard place, you get hurt more times trying to actually pick up the potion than trying to actually hit him. This is so unfair. Oh my god, I did it. Look at that. How many times did I get hurt? I probably got hurt like 6 or 7 times. So it's like, oh wow, you did it. Good job. Well, not really. That was on Peace and Tranquility mode. Which also, I should talk about the updates to this game. When this DLC first released, it was obviously free, but that's not what I'm talking about. When the DLC came out, this was even harder than it normally was. So what would happen is, let me see how I can try to explain this. Challenges were even more harder, and Peace and Tranquility didn't work the same as it does now. So, for example, when I say Peace and Tranquility, what happens is that if you go to like a mission, if you die a couple of times, it's usually just around like 3 to 5 times. It will offer you Peace and Tranquility, and if you go there, it does this. Welcome back to No Judgment Zone, bro. So to make this death wish a bit easier for you. So you have to pay 77 pawns in order to make it easier, which it's no problem for me. So I mean, you can always come back to it if you want. But one of the things that happened on the original version of Death Wish is that when you did Peace and Tranquility, you still had to do all of the bonuses, but it made everything easier. So for example, like the speedrun the well. If I were to do Peace and Tranquility on the original one, it would probably be like, it would bump all the time up. So for example, so instead of having to clear the subcon well in 2 minutes, it'd probably move it up to like 3 minutes. And then make the bonuses probably to like, make the bonus to 2 minutes and the second bonus to like 1:45 or something like that. So that's how Peace and Tranquility worked at the start. Then like a day later, they like, okay, we're gonna redo Peace and Tranquility. And they did it so that when you use Peace and Tranquility, all you have to do is just do the main objective, and you're done. So you don't have to do any bonus missions. If you do the main objective, then it counts it as complete. Of course, you still have the sticker next to it, so it's not like you can show someone, oh look, I did it, so because they can easily see that you did Peace and Tranquility. I should actually go back to this one because I've heard that they've made this one easier, and this was like the first one I did, and it was so hard. Do this one in 65 seconds? It's not possible.